Hey YouTube, Peterbilt Knife Guy, and one of these knives is not like the others. And that's because it's brand new to me. This is the Benchmade 200 PUUKKO for outdoors. CPM 3V, fixed blade, blue class, just a standard Benchmade box, but a knife that I tend to like a little more than I thought I would. Let's get into this guy. This is the Benchmade 200 PUUKKO in CPM 3V. Look at that thing. That's a cool looking little knife. And this knife is not in the configuration that I received it in. You can hear kids in the background. Just ignore them. First off, it had a D-ring like dangler. That was the first thing I removed because I just find it pointless. This is such a small knife. Why do you need it on a dangler? Even right there, that's only gonna sit that far, an inch above your belt. I mean, come on. What do you need a dangler for this? And then it also had a ferro rod loop on here, and I immediately took that off because it's not my thing. If I'm gonna carry a ferro rod, probably just gonna keep it in my backpack or my pocket or something like that, but not with me. The reason I bought this guy was because it was $164.99, and for a fit at Ace Hardware, by the way. And it's a fixed blade knife in CPM 3V from Benchmade that costs under $200. I had to buy it. There was just no way around it. I had to buy it. I don't give a crap about boxes. So yeah, whatever. But yeah, so it's slightly modified, but I'm actually starting to like this guy a little bit. It's been a few days since I've had it. I haven't done a video on it. I've done a couple shorts, but I'm slowly starting to really enjoy this frickin' knife. It's super light. It's very comfortable. Plenty of real estate for my big hands. And just a good little user knife. CPM 3V. That says 1/8 inch thick, but I don't know about that. I think it's just slightly thicker because this is 1/8 inch thick. So SE3 is obviously thinner than this guy. And this is 1095, this is 3V. If you're gonna break one, this 3V is way tougher than 1095. So I mean, this is a tough little knife. I mean, if everybody likes this knife because it's tough, imagine this thing. It is not a full Scandi grind. Everybody bitched and complained about that because it's not a real PUUKKO. Yeah, it's not a real freaking PUUKKO. Look at other companies' kukris and stuff like that. It's a kukri style. This is a PUUKKO style knife. It's not meant to be the real thing. This is Benchmade's rendition of it. And they did a fantastic job. I'm always late to the knife game. And when... it actually wasn't even on my radar, to be honest with you. And I was walking around Ace Hardware with a couple extra bucks in my pocket, and I seen it, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. But I figured, $250, $300, $5,000, Benchmade's prices. $165? Pfft, sign me up. Give me two of them. They only had one, unfortunately. But yeah, this is kind of it's a very comfortable knife. I've used this. I've done some whittling and stuff like that. I've batoned with it already. I know everybody loves batoning, but I tried it just to feel it out. There's no shock in that handle. It is super comfortable. Not very big blade. We're looking at about 3 7/8, and then the handle's what's nice. That's got a good almost 4.5 inches of handle, which my big ass hand takes up most of it, but I can still get a good purchase on that. You can get up real close and do your fine work if you need to. It doesn't need a finger choil, but it does have a nice little sharpening choil on there. Fantastic. The edge that came on it was kind of crunchy. Now, I don't know if that was from Benchmade or from this being in the store and people playing with it and handling it and doing dumb things with it, but I was able to strop it up a little bit, hit it on the work sharp ceramic rod just to kind of clean it up a little bit, and I got it pretty good. I mean, nobody would complain about that edge, except for the fact that this knife needs its little micro convex that I'm going to put on there. Once I do that, once this gets worn down, I will put a not a micro convex, but I'm going to convex this secondary edge here and just make it stupid sharp. Probably relieve the angle down just a little bit. Probably bring it down to maybe 15 degrees each side. I know people love that when I do it because it looks horrendous, but damn does it work good. Especially on 3V. When I did my Cold Steel Master Hunter like that, everybody gave me crap about it, but 3V took it like a champ. And that's another reason I was loving this knife. First I seen the price, then I seen it was 3V. Then there was no choice, I had to buy it. So yeah, everybody did not like the sheath that it came with from the reviews that I've seen. And I think it's a good sheath. Honestly, I do. I just think it just needs a little bit better retention, but it holds it in there. And it, you know, from stock, it wouldn't, because it was kind of more ovaled. Sit in there, you could pop that knife out. So I've been kind of training it, squishing it. It does have a plastic liner in there. And then once you do that, it ain't going nowhere. Like I said, I did take the D-ring off. I did take the ferro rod loop off. You can see it where I cut it. Smoothed it out again. You can see the lump sticker right there. But I think it's actually a pretty decent sheath. But in all honesty, I do have a Carl Thomas sheath coming for it, because for Carl Thomas's prices, you just can't beat his awesome sheaths. And they don't make one for the Benchmade. But when you look at these knives, they are very similarly sized. So I ordered one for the SE3, not this style, but a different style. And we're gonna see how that works. Usually I can modify stuff enough to make it work. This sheath is made for an SE4. If it's an SE3, perfect. So yeah. So comparisons, let's compare this to other knives. So here's your PUUKKO. This is your Mora. This is Mora freaking Companion. I don't know what it is. These ones do have a Scandi grind. I put a sharpening choil on it. This is your Walmart Swiss Tech that I beat the living crap out of. This is very sturdy knife. Ugly as sin, but very sturdy knife. There's that. And then your SE3 right there. So it is on the smaller end of EDC style fixed blade, survival / bushcraft / camp knives. And it does a fantastic job. I'm really digging this knife, to be honest with you. I just love CPM 3V, American made, Benchmade C3V is gonna be my first impressions with it. I heard their first runs, it came out a little soft and they fixed it. This knife was actually made in 5/2/23, so it was made this year, and that would mean this is a fixed version. So they ran the steel a little harder on this one, which is fantastic. Should hold an edge better. I'm so late to the game when it comes to knives. I swear to God, this thing's been out for what, 5 years? It's been out so long, they recently discontinued it. And here I am now just talking about it because I'm terrible at the knife game. I don't pay attention to these forums. I don't watch these forums. I watch a lot of videos, but I typically watch videos on stuff that I'm interested in. And this just I never was interested in the PUUKKO style, to be honest with you. It's not my style, but like this is more my style. Known about these since the first time they came out. This guy, I've scrolled past videos of them, but I've never actually watched it. And now holding one, owning one, using one, it just seems to work fantastic. Super comfortable. Even more comfortable than this. And I love this knife. But anyways, let's do a little carving, see how it handles it. So what we have here is a little bit of fat wood. This stuff is just impregnated with sap. It burns so good. Let's do just a little bit of carving, see what happens. I am not a good feather sticker, and honestly I'm kind of just carving right now. This fat wood is it's pretty sticky. Yeah, I don't know. Let's try the Mora. Well, the Mora seems to be getting it just a little bit better. Let's try this again. Yeah, I think it was just that start. I'll tell you what though, the PUUKKO is just a little bit more comfortable, but the Mora is just a little bit better of a carver. And I think that just has to do with edge geometry. This V-edge they put on here is, I don't know, it's not garbage, but it doesn't lend itself to carving very well. But I think once I put my micro convex bevel on there, it'd be much better. So yeah, cool little knife. Decent little package, leather sheath for 165 bucks. You can actually find them cheaper in other places. These things are discontinued now, so I mean, they're still available, but they are discontinued. So if you run across one, pick it up. It's not a lot of money, and yeah, maybe later on down the road it'll be worth a little bit more. But yeah, so that's all I got for you today. Thanks for watching.